Wordlife Show, hosted by Krazy on Ujima 98 FM, Tuesdays 8 till 10.
Ujima Radio, ooh yeah, 98 FM, yeah.
Yo, okay, right, so this is the Wordlife Show, and right, we got a special guest in the house that you don't usually get many interviews, because usually behind the scenes, but we have S.A.
Yo.
S.A. from Major Bass.
In the house.
In the house. What are you saying, Fat?
I'm here. I'm checking out your show, and I'm here, innit?
Yeah, man. Well, you've probably seen videos floating about.
Yeah, I've seen loads of videos.
You know, we get some that. But yeah, man, it's good to have you in the house. I mean, it was an obvious thing to do, actually, because you've been putting in work in Bristol for a very long time.
Yeah,
so
loads of years.
It's good to have that documented and let people know the face behind the directs.
Yeah.
And all of the hard work and the raves that you've been doing. So, yeah. First off, props, man. It's hard out here for a promoter, isn't it?
It's hard.
It's a graft.
Yeah.
You've got to have thick skin, resilience, and
patience.
Deal with a lot of beeps. And
yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it depends, isn't it? It's like levels, isn't it? It's once you start going up certain levels, then it gets more political. Yeah. And that's how I feel right now. Like, it just gets more and more political.
Yeah.
Like, no one cares when you just do a party in a club and you charge a $5 and book your friends, and no one really cares, isn't it? But as soon as it starts drawing names, as soon as it starts hitting numbers, everyone gets a bit touchy.
Yeah, it's a bit political.
Yeah.
Like Brexit or something.
Yeah, and I didn't realise that.
Yeah. Jeez. Well,
but you learn.
Yeah, you live and learn. And you're still here doing it, so.
Yeah, long time.
Long time. Right, I don't want to give away age or anything, but how long have you been doing that for, bro?
I don't know, since I was in college.
Yeah,
so I was in college.
Like 40 years ago?
No.
Fair with you.
I was in college, 97?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And they had a NUS thing where, the students could enroll and be something, a part of it. So I went for entertainment officer.
Oh, for real?
So basically, and I won on votes as well. So I actually won that like fair. It wasn't like I just, because what was happening is they was putting on student nights, student budgets, and they were all predominantly rock and roll and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
That kind of genre. So there was like a big committee just of people that wanted to go to something different, and I kind of just said, if you vote for me, I'll put on those events.
Okay.
And then I did that all through college, mate.
Yeah.
Powerhouse, them days.
Yeah.
So
I love Powerhouse days,
yeah,
man.
so I did college parties.
I mean, aside from the shootings and stabbings, it was a great venue.
Yeah, but I'm just showing the levels of how far that was.
Bro, that was back in the day. Okay, now fair play.
I've been doing college parties.
What type of nights was that you was doing there?
That was like more. They were student-friendly nights, and I was new, so I didn't know. All I knew was get a club.
So it was like girls free entry, shot on the door.
No, it was like 3 before 12, and then 5ers, and them days you'd get the club for a $1.
Oh, right.
Do you get what I mean? So that's what things were costing back then. So when I look at it now,
it's a different world now. Isn't
Yeah,
it? A whole different world.
So,
and you can still only charge the same sort of amount on the door as well.
That's what people don't get. The DJs go up. Like bar staff goes up, the club goes up, everything goes up, but the admission has to stay the same for some reason. Like,
yeah, it's weird. People don't like paying more than a tenner to get in, despite.
No, but you got to look at what you're paying for. This is what a lot of people don't do, isn't it? They go somewhere just because their friends are going, and they pay because their friends paying. So people need to be a bit more like, what's on, who's on, what it's worth, the value of it, and
we're not trying to rip you off. We've got to pay costs. That's how it goes, isn't it? I mean, I just seen that Gods of Rap thing. You got like Nas, DMX, DJ Premier.
Yeah, that's value for money, isn't it?
And it's £80 a ticket. People are complaining.
No, that's about right.
You know what I mean? And people are paying £180 to go watch Drake.
Yeah, but you would pay 25 quid to see each one of those guys,
at least 35 quid. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's a bargain in my opinion, you know what I mean? But yeah, people just don't get it. People love a moan, I think that's what it is, isn't it? But
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So that was more like generic sort of like, say, pop music, kind of bit urban.
Yeah, more
stuff.
Urban, more pop, and more chart. Days. Yeah, and R&B, and then I carried on that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
After college,
after college,
I carried on. I'm good at this.
Yeah.
Smashing it, carrying on.
I carried on because it was at that time it was about who's popular. Right. And if you're popular, you put on a night and it works based on your popularity.
And stuff like that,
so that could actually feed off for a good 5 years after college. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? Because everyone still knows you.
This is pre-Facebook, like MySpace.
Yeah, long before that.
You know what I mean? So you actually had to know people to get
you
people
actually had to be out, and when you actually had to have a flyer, and you had to give it to someone, and someone had to interact with you.
Yeah.
If you didn't have that skill, your night wasn't going to work.
It was people wouldn't know it was on. It was impossible. Yeah.
And I did a lot of that myself. Like I actually went on the road and actually gave
Done
out
the
flyers.
standing
And
outside the clubs
and talk
stuff
to
like that.
people,
Yeah.
and I always had my mobile number on flyers. So that was
Okay.
the key thing that I used to always say. My mobile number's on the
We
flyer.
used to do that as well,
But-
yeah. We used to get
yeah.
all kinds of mad phone calls and messages and stuff for people.
But
like
then
that.
obviously that went on for years, and then R&B dies out, and all that commercial towny chart stuff a bit kind of plays out a bit. And you've probably seen how that all went. And
yeah, well, I remember around the garage days, it all kind of went a bit left. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what it was. Because was you doing garage stuff as well?
I did some garage. I didn't really get. I used to be a garage DJ, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was a
All
garage
right, okay,
DJ, but no one knows this because I never did nothing really. I just played in my room and played a couple of sets. I won a competition
Yeah?
on Park Street at Cooler ages ago. That was 2001.
Gorgies.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Matt Free was hosting that. He'd tell you he was there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's the one that gave me the money.
So,
So,
you won money off it as
yeah,
well?
yeah.
How
that
much you get?
It was 100 quid.
Well, you could have put on a night with that.
Yeah.
amazing.
20 minutes. The other DJ was playing Bashment, I remember, but I won because I actually mixed and I played vinyl.
Right.
And the deal was there was two of them playing CDs or something, and they would jump, and it wasn't fair. So
you was the dedicated DJ.
yeah,
with
yeah.
the
And I
vinyl.
quit soon after that because I just thought
You completed it.
you know what? It was
Why
just
put-
about watching the door, and it wasn't about being on the stage. It was
Right.
just a bit more like what I felt was when you're on set, there's people coming in, blagging, and all that adds up.
Yes.
If you're on the door and you're watching the front of your event, no
Yeah.
one's blagging, and you kind of know what's going on.
He's a money
So-
man, yeah?
Yeah, no, it's
you
just
don't
time.
like losing the control.
No, the fun just
You're up
goes.
on the decks like,
yeah,
he never paid?
yeah.
He
Something doesn't look right. Things
Yeah.
don't balance out.
Let me
and
see your stamps on your hands.
After a certain period of time, it does get to a point where it's like, yeah, you got to learn to
Withdraw yourself
yeah,
from it,
and
yeah.
having fun in that is cool, but now you got to do that, and now you got to do that, and I've been doing security since I was 18 as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you be doing that and that, it's just, you know what I mean? I just kind of seen it all really quick and really understood it all really fast. So
Yeah, fair,
and being
fair.
from here as well, you kind of see everything.
Nah, that's
as
real,
well,
that's
like-
real, that's real. You get it if you, especially doing security as well. It's a different thing when you're sober. Watching the night,
yeah.
it's a different view. You said just a minute ago that basically the first place you done security at was in Cafe Blue, the building here.
Yeah. That
So
was
that's old
yeah,
school. For people
yeah,
who remember
yeah.
Cafe Blue,
I can even remember the night because EZ was playing.
come on.
And there was a fight, and I was listening to him, and I didn't even listen to the radio about the fight going
Oh,
on. Do you know what I
jeez.
mean? That's how
Yeah.
I remember. But that's how when I was still in that world,
Yeah.
and now feeling like I need to start being in, like switching on to what I'm supposed to be doing
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
Someone's getting bossed up.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, nah,
yeah.
but it's he said.
yeah, that's kind of at the moment what it was at the time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
fair.
that was like the first days.
He's
It
a
was-
sick though. I get it. I completely understand. I mean, if Heartless Crew was on, people would be getting bossed up around me. I won't care. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
EZ
stuff like
is
that.
legend. I seen him first time '98 in Ibiza.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Oh, jeez. Okay,
And I think one of them Love Saves the Days. The last one at Castle Park.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. I
You know
didn't
the
get
last
that.
one?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
so where the bottles were flying in the air. And
Right.
that
Was that
night.
you from
No, that
bottles?
wasn't me. That was
Right.
because he was playing and they had to come up and tell him to soften it down, and he started playing Funky House. But then they said, can you just come off?
Oh, right.
And I had to escort him out the whole thing,
Oh, jeez.
out onto the road to make sure he was all right. Do you get what I mean? And when we finished, I said, you'll never forget my name. And I told him my name because I'll never forget you. Then I saw him in motion and he remembered my name.
Oh, come on.
So that was sick.
He's a legend. But
Yeah,
he's really
yeah.
short, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a midget.
Like, he's actually about, 4 foot something, isn't he? He's actually...
But he's been going since I was a kid, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been going on since day one.
Like, I mean, he done all the pure garage stuff. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
that's why he blew up, I think. You know what I mean? Because he was...
I remember I went Ibiza, and my mate, one of us was from London, and we went there, and he was talking about EZ. None of us was like, we didn't know who EZ was. We
Oh,
don't
right.
know nothing about EZ until I watched him that night, and I was like, oh, right, I get
I
it.
get it now. It makes
But
sense.
we was, remember, Bristol's always behind, or generally we would follow trends.
Yeah, we'd have to wait for the tape packs to
Yeah,
come.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
But he was
Like,
already there, innit? And he
Yeah.
already knew about it. So that was like our little thing when we got there. He already knew who's who and who's what. So that was interesting.
Oh, right. Okay, so after security then, and after those nights, and then was there anything else leading up to Major Bass then?
No, it was a whole lot of those kind of like towny sort of R&B nights.
Because your brother was doing R&B nights as well. wasn't
Yeah. We kind of did it together, and I just kind of, he was more of a DJ. I kind of like.
he? Was that
did
you
the-
working together on them
Yeah,
nights
yeah,
then?
yeah. Most
Okay,
of the
that
time.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah, yeah.
But I just like, it got to a point where it got political. You know, like venues were harder to get.
Yeah.
You had to start changing how you was pronouncing the music that you were playing.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just say R&B no more. You had to say soul or soccer or Afro-Caribbean.
Right.
And these were the things that were getting in the way. Then venues had a certain stigma with it.
You don't really get attracted to go to a soul night if you like R&B. It's
No.
like a weird thing, but yeah, I get that.
But then it attracted, obviously, your typical road guys, goons and drug dealers, and want to be in the venue you know, looking for those type of girls, and it just all comes together. And anyone that's got problems, it goes off on that night. And I just got a bit known to the police as well, so I just wanted to just move away from it. And I tried drum and bass. I just tried it.
I know by the police, so what I'm going to do is jump up drum and bass.
No, because I've been watching drum and bass for about 7 years, 8 years prior to this. So we're talking, I've been watching drum and bass for about 12 years now. So or I've been watching drum and bass from the start.
I suppose doing security as well, like that as well. You probably knew what one makes people come out every week.
I'm there watching like DJs that are playing, who's coming, who's responding, people that are putting on lineups, how many people showing up to the event. I'm studying it like it's university. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, that is, and that's it.
And to be honest, I tried the first one and it was really good. So I kind of just no one realized I tried it at a pub. Remember the pub on Old Market? Yeah. The one around the corner in the alleyway. I did 3 parties in there and no one even realized
What's it called? I know what you're on about. Yeah.
But it was a little pub.
The dodgy little
pub.
So
I did 3 in there. And because the amount of people that showed up to it made me think, once if I try it on a little bit of a larger scale, you know? So I took it to Basement 45.
I was going to say, what was the Basement 45? Because I was...
So I took it to Basement 45. Yeah, that was that one when we did. But I did one before that.
Yeah.
And it popped off as well.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? And then you came on that second one in Basement. And then
the birthday party or something.
Yeah. It was the venue's birthday party. But we had... Devilman, Traumatic, Grimer. Yeah. You know, these guys are all like top A in that ranking now, isn't it? But I had them there.
At the start,
so we just sampled that night and then it was really good. Remember, it sold out.
Yeah.
So it was a sellout.
It was a really, really good night.
And from that, it just
made sense.
And the timing was right. Apparently, loads of people packed it in. Loads of people didn't want to do it no more.
It was a dry patch, wasn't it?
Yeah,
around that sort of time as well, we stopped Radiation as well.
Yeah,
because Johnny Joe was the better. Did I say that? Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, it was kind of like a moment of everyone stopping, and then I just kind of like I didn't watch everyone. I just kind of created what I thought was the new wave and the new way, because these guys were just. They weren't really having it all clued up like a business or putting it together properly. Do you get what I mean? Like,
ultimately, that's what it is. You know what I mean? It is a business.
Because I'm not there getting wasted on stage. Yeah. You will never see me, unless it's my birthday. You will never see me on the stage.
I mean, I've seen you wasted on stage then.
Unless it's my birthday, that ain't happening. I will either be on the till or I'll be outside the venue watching everyone, and everyone reports back to me like I'm the police. Do you get what I mean? So that's how it's run. So
well, you've got to run a tight shift. I think that's how it's got to go. If you're going to be running a night, you've got to do it properly, haven't you? You know what I mean? And I think, as you said, it's a different level from just putting on your mates in a very cheap club and charging £5 entry. You know
what I mean? That's cool at the start, and I feel you get past that. Once you pass that, that's when it gets on another level, isn't it? And
there's a lot of money to lose if you don't do it right, bro.
I started to get. The problem was I stepped into the drum and bass scene with the R&B kind of event style, putting them on like that kind of way. So I'd get emotional about stuff like if a mic bag would take the mic off, I'd be like, "You're not booked," and I'd get emotional about that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? But when I realised that's just the scene and the way it is. Another thing I didn't realise was MCs bring their own mic. I never knew about that. So I went and bought a mic for the first night, and then I realised everyone was bringing their own mic. So there was a lot of things I didn't realise, and then I just picked it up quickly. And
it's good that they do that, because you think the amount of germs in their microphones, and if you're MC and you don't have a mic, you should probably get one.
Yeah, and clubs now just make you give a deposit to hold one now. So,
but then I suppose you still got to have one anyway, because there are those MCs that don't bring one.
Exactly.
So you've got to live
But I've learned like the transition was quite interesting, but it was like I stopped doing that, and then I just went straight into that. But everyone that didn't realise I was in that it's not the same people. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I bump into people now and they'd be like, "I haven't seen you put on a night on for like 8 years," and I'm like,
"Say what?"
Yeah, exactly.
Are you blind?
Yeah, and I did about 25 in 2015, and I did 25 in 2016. Yeah. And then I brought it down. I did about 20 in 2018, 2017. I just brought it down a bit, and now
with 12 months in a year, that's still a lot of events, bro. You're not really.
And I went all over, innit? Remember, I went all over. I went Northampton, Bournemouth. I did everything in it. So it wasn't just repping Bristol and just like we took that name and we took it everywhere in it. So it wasn't just like being on Bristol lineups.
Right, so we're nearing the end of the interview time. I could chat to you all day, bro. And honestly, we've got a lot of history and stuff to go through, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, I want to say, brother, you're smashing it. That's
respect, man. Respect.
Now, just for all the people that think you're an MC, you going to spit on a bar?
No. and we're not doing none of that. That was just gas, man. But one day I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Did you actually ever have bars? Did you?
No. It's a long joke that's been running for about 30 years. I know it's a joke,
but I meant ultimately, have you actually sat down and written any bars?
No, do that. I just get on the mic and just feel the vibe, and then after 30 seconds, my hands shake, and then my legs shake, and then I just go home.
Palms are sweaty.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's exactly what happens. But I got my little 10-second moments, and I got my 5-second moments.
I've seen.
Yeah, I've got a few moments.
People raw think you're an MC. As a result, it's brilliant.
It's brilliant when you start putting your name on flyers. I don't ever want to do that, by the way. People do that.
I don't do that. I've seen your name on flyers.
I don't do that. People do it. Unless it's my birthday. Always on my birthday. I do.
But you will be on the mic on your birthday. Maybe a bit inebriated, but you will definitely be on the mic. All right, so before we go, social media. Where can they find you?
Just go on the Facebook Major Bass event page. That would be the best thing to just go on, to be honest. You see everything on there. Every event goes on there. So you don't want to follow me personally because you just probably get offended by some of the stuff.
There's a lot of indirects on there. It's brilliant. Honestly, your page is hilarious. I think people take it too serious and they don't really understand the banter and the jokes.
You know what my mate said to me? He goes, like, he tried to tell some other people. He goes, SA's all right, you know. You're just taking it the wrong way. Yes. And then one of the group of the people met me and they go, actually, you're right, mate. I took it all the wrong way off Facebook. And it's just people a front. I don't actually. I'm not going to do what the things I'm actually going to say.
You write that stuff because it entices the conversation.
Yeah.
It gets
or it's funny,
respond,
or sometimes I want to cause drama. I don't know, innit? Like, there's a million reasons why we say stuff on Facebook, innit? Like,
but at the end of the day, it's only Facebook, people. Calm down. It's not real life.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right, SA bruv, thanks for coming through. Smashed it. We'll get this out on DHACK Media, so big up yourself.